free education, every amazing business, every local rush, 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 free education.
Well, very good evening, everyone. I'm sorry. I guess there was some technical glitch because which the voice was echoing. But a very good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I welcome you all to our regular series of why Action Coach can be your next future-proof career move. We meet every Tuesday, 4 p.m. India time, where we talk about how business coaching can be a very, very fulfilling and a financial rewarding career opportunity. So if you're passionate about business coaching as a profession, you can partner with Action Coach, which is regarded as the world's #1 business coaching organization. Just to give you a background, we are now present in about 97 countries, globally a community of about 2,100 coaches that is focused on bringing real results, real impact to the business owners. And we've been in this business for the last 30 years. So typically, whenever we meet every third Tuesday 4 p.m., we talk about business coaching as a profession, what's in it for you, what does Action Coach bring to the table, and how you can benefit by partnering with Action Coach. But often we have felt that there's always a need to bring in some live people who define the existence of Action Coach, to say our business coaches. It is very important for them to share their experience, for you to hear from them of how they impact the business community on a day-to-day basis, because that is what would really give you a real sense of whether this can be a very, very satisfying business opportunity for you or not. So this week, I am hosting our firm owner and business coach joining us all the way from Kerala, Mr. Anil Kumar ji. And, there's a big introduction that I need to do for him because the credential in itself are so strong that, you need to know the person before, you hear him. So be patient with me while I introduce our speaker for the day. Now, Coach Anil, as I mentioned, he's based out of Kochi, Kerala, and he's the founder and managing director of Action Rich Business Solutions India Private Limited. He's been into coaching, executive, both executive and business coaching, HRD solutions, and other business growth solutions, and in India and abroad. Anil is a postgraduate in HR and industry relation with over 20 years of experience working with Indian and multinational companies. He took his entrepreneur journey, or rather started his entrepreneur journey in the year 2012. And I'm sure, when you hear the backstory to it of how he started, there will be immense learning for you to incorporate within your life as well. He owns and operates 2 companies in India, business coaching, as I mentioned, Action Rich is the organization. He's also the executive director for the world's #1 business networking platform, BNI. And he has clients in India, Middle East, Japan, and the US market. Apart from a certified business coach with Action Coach USA, he's also an ICF accredited coach from Ericsson Coaching International. He's a certified administrator of the most comprehensive 360-degree leadership assessment called the Leadership Circle. He's also a certified PPA practitioner for Thomas International and a certified assessor for the CII National and HR Excellence Award. As I mentioned, Anil is also the executive director for BNI Ernakulam and Idukki districts. He's the district director for BNI India and a member of the founder circle at BNI Global. Lastly, Anil is also a part of the CE alumni of ISB Hyderabad, alumni of Chicago Booth University, and a member of SHRM, NIPM, NHRD, CII, and KMA. So on that note, I like to call upon Anil. He was also invited in 2022 by the prestigious Forbes Council, and he's now an official member of the Forbes Coaches Council as well. So that's quite quite a few credentials to you, Anil. Welcome to this session, and I'm really looking forward to the discussion today.
Thank you very much, Satyam. Very good evening to all of you. Really happy to be here to share my story with Action Coach and also as an entrepreneur. So, looking forward to sharing as well as learning during this session. So, thank you very much, Satyam. So,
Great. Anil, we've heard your introduction. I read out your introduction today but I still feel, the journey in itself is so inspiring for others to follow. Uh, you know, I had the opportunity to spend some time with you in Dubai a couple of weeks back, where I got to know you more as a person, and the way you were interacting with your business owners that you are coaching in the Dubai market was really so refreshing to see, how passionate you are towards this cause of helping entrepreneurs grow and become better individuals in the day-to-day life. But when I heard your story, when you took the decision of joining, pursuing entrepreneurship, you were at the prime of your corporate life, in a very, very comfortable space, enjoying all the perks of life. What really got you interested towards entrepreneurship, Anil?
yeah, Satyam, thank you. So, first of all, let me thank for my profession itself because I was in the HR profession. So before that, I just would like to say a few words that I hail from an average middle class family in southern part of Kerala, and where my schooling as well as college education was from the normal colleges, not from any premium school or colleges. It was government school and also reasonably well placed colleges in the southern part of Kerala, and thereafter I did my post graduation in HR and industrial relations. So with that background, with that kind of a background, becoming a very successful HR professional, especially an acceptable HR professional in an MNC is not a very small thing. It was, yes, it is good to say that you were in a prime position at that time, but it was a very tough journey. So I thank my HR profession because that gave me a lot of opportunity to work with tough people. The thing is that HR and industrial relation gives you opportunity to work with tough people. So so it was not so comfortable to actually get into a senior profile. It's true that okay, I became successful by the age of 30, 35. I was really a very, very successful HR professional and was really earning very well. And but at the same time, a chemistry graduate moved from the science to the human chemistry and managing people. It was very difficult task. But it was very enriching experience. I was lucky to work with large companies, including Unilever, and that gave me a lot of opportunity to understand more about the business and the impact of business that makes to the socio-economic condition of a country itself. When you work in large companies, like especially like companies like MNCs and all, the way the business is conducted and the way the business is carried out to impact not only to the business owners or to the employees, but much beyond that, there are so many things that businesses can do. So I acquired a little bit of business acumen working with business heads, and then also people those who are in livers we usually consider as business partners, and all the functions are considered as business partners. So somehow it brings you the flavor of business in everything that you do. It is all connected with business. So while I moved out of livers and settled back in Kerala, you know even though you have power, authority, everything, but still you still have a feeling that okay, you are not enjoying your profession as you have been enjoying the profession in a multinational company like livers and all. And in between, I was having, when I came back to you, when you come back to your own hometown, you have a lot of friends who are in business, who continue to interact with you, especially on weekend days and all. When we sit together, they continue to ask me a lot of doubts and all, because they know that okay, I've come from, I was lucky to work with some companies where my experience is in people management and as well as business has grown, and therefore they can ask me. So my close friends used to ask me certain doubts and all. So over a period of time, I start feeling that there are so many things that the SME sector business owners need to actually do, which they are not doing because of lack of awareness and lack of proper leadership engagements and all. And also even large companies, there are so many large companies, they are also having those challenges. So I was thinking about starting my own business in helping organization in putting good HR practices and HR strategies and all. But still, I was having a feeling that I should not be just getting limited to HR or an HR consulting work. Normally, it is anybody who reach a level where they want personal and financial freedom. They immediately look at getting into a consulting activity based on what they have been doing for the past 20-25 years. But I wanted to do something different, and also wanted to impact the businesses in a small in towns or in smaller cities or even larger cities. So that is how I started thinking about the entrepreneurship, because my friends also sometimes they drag me for a coffee session or a dinner with an intention of getting some knowledge, because the thing is that you cannot have a commercial relationship with them because they are friends. At the same time, you are also in an employment full time, so I don't want to get into anything like that. So then I realized that okay, there is opportunity, there is a lot of opportunities. And then they themselves asked me that, Anil, why don't you get into something on your own where we all can get benefited, instead of one company getting benefited, multiple companies can get benefited from your experience and knowledge. And fortunately, I have gone through the toughest times in my HR career, like whether it is industry relation, it is dealing with the trade union activities, or even dealing with the labor issues and labor unrest. And I've gone through all the challenges that any company can undergo, not only in smaller companies but also in all the companies that I worked with, including Livers. That I've gone through the toughest IR scenarios in my life, and I was very lucky that or even happy that okay, I could manage those situations, and I got even certain recognitions like the HR Enterprise Culture Award from Livers itself, basically for managing certain toughest situations and all. So that's the time I started thinking about entrepreneurship, and that's how I wanted to get into my own business.
Yeah.
Uh, so yes, Satyam.
Yeah, such an interesting, story behind this. While I understand of how you got into it, I personally feel, you're already coaching individuals, you were already coaching organizations on a day-to-day basis in your routine, and I guess that kind of gave you that strength. Yes, this is something that you enjoy doing, and why not create a profession or a business around that? And you were able to take that leap of faith, which a lot of us never have the strength to do that. But again, Anil, I'll come back to my previous question here. When we think about business, typically, businesses, product driven, or maybe, you look at getting into F&B space or stuff like that. Why a knowledge-based business? And, how did you, while I know the backstory of how you ended up in Action Coach, but, it would be interesting for our viewers to also understand of how Action Coach did happen to you.
Yeah, Satyam, it was very accidental to me because when the mind is triggered to start something on your own, and there is a say that okay, when you really ardently want to do something or decide to do something, the universe will conspire and help you to do that. So something has happened, like, so when I was actually traveling from Bangalore to Mysore for my official work in corporates, I happened to actually buy some books of Brad from the Bangalore airport, and one was that Billionaire on Training, and also some other books. So I just was reading these books and all. Then I realized that there is huge potential in doing business. It's not just about money alone, but your freedom to operate as a individual, or as a leader, or as a human being, is much bigger when you are in on your own business. And though I was having a lot of opportunities to partner with many people on manufacturing related businesses and foods related businesses, or even retail businesses, because of my experience in FMCGs as well as manufacturing companies, I thought that okay, it's better to start something on my own. And when I read the book, it's really inspiring books. So that Brad has written very small books, but all those books are really inspiring, and it gives clear practical inputs. And and also gives a clarity that how much it is risky to start a business and how much it is rewarding to start a business. Both. It is not that, okay, it is not that flashy, it's not that only the good part is shown, but also the entire part is entire difficulties are also. So I realized that it is a calculated risk moving out of a, a comfortable guaranteed income producing job to an uncomfortable, uncertain business activity. I realized, but at the same time, then I read the book E Myth Revisited. It was another book that is really really amazing book. So what happened is that it gave me a, a trigger to actually get in touch with Sanjay. I must say a big thanks to Sanjay Chaturvedi, who was that time the master licensee, because Sanjay was so patient enough to understand the kind of background I have, and also he was very kind enough to explain me everything. And then, though it was very expensive, I spent almost all my savings I got from my PF and even from everything put together. It was an expensive franchisee that time in 2012, and I put everything into that. And then, because the dream was much bigger, and therefore money was not the criteria. And I strongly believe that, okay, the money is an investment, because the awareness I created over a period of time by working with certain excellent leaders is that is money is not the center of your life. It's actually a means to achieve certain things, but that is not the only one thing that you need to focus on. So I spent believing that, okay, it's a calculated risk, believing that, okay, I'll be able to do that. And being a knowledge based business, I come from an HR background. I have been also part of various people development activities across organizations I worked, and it is an extension. I felt that, okay, it's an extension of what I've been doing. But it is not really coaching is completely different from any other people learning interventions that you do. So I got into that, and then I went to US. It was an extensive, very very tough coaching. I think I also remember all my fellow coaches from across 7 countries, including Harish Mehta from India, who was my co-coach under training at that point of time from India. And we had a very good time, and it was almost 18 hours training a day. The training starts at 6 o'clock and it ends at 12 o'clock in the night with homework. That's the kind of thing. So it was really tough, and so 10 to 12 days we spent there, and it was so amazing. And that's how I got into action. I really enjoyed, because a lot of new learnings. Whatever I learned 20 years in corporates was something excellent, but at the same time, what I learned during the 10 days training in US was amazing, and a lot of insights, a lot of awareness was created. And even after the 10 days training, if you ask me, really sincerely speaking, the 11th day there was nothing. It was completely confusion. So, you have to a lot of things is over your head, and you can't make that. How am I going to go back and build a business using all the kind of knowledge that is poured on you, and it's difficult. So even during the last days we were discussing how will you go back and establish your business, grow your business, because I don't come from a marketing or a sales background and all. So I can negotiate with trade union leaders, but I cannot negotiate with clients and all. So that's again
Yeah.
a challenging situation. So but yes, I came back immediately, floated my company. Even before going to the training itself, I started my company. I resigned my job and started my company, and then from that company only, all the transactions also happened. So that's how I started in 2012 May 2020, 2012 May. Yes.
you know, Anil, while you were answering, there were a couple of points that you brought in very, very beautifully. Of course, the investment, to start your entrepreneurship journey is one thing, but to identify a business and commit to invest into it, at times, people want to do it, but they are not very sure, or they are skeptical about whether this would give me an ROI or not. And we know in 2012 the kind of money that you were putting in, this could be lifelong savings for any individual, the kind of money that you put in. So how did you work on that mindset? The second thing that you said was, you enjoyed the training. Often when we talk to, and I'm sure, you would second that when you speak to business owners on a day-to-day basis, they would say, I know any and everything about my business. What is that, a coach can tell me to do? Similarly, you being in the industry for about 20-25 years at senior positions, one would never think that, you would invest into training yourself again and, learning new concepts, and that can really help you build a knowledge-based business around it. So how did you work on both these things, Anil? Were these thoughts that came to your mind as well?
Yeah, good question, Satyam. So, the thing is that I told you that I worked in companies, and I worked in my last assignments were with some of the companies in Kerala itself, very large companies, successful companies, and also I was very closely working with the business owners as well. So, I used to have some personal discussion with the business owners as well about business itself and all. So, they used to give a lot of inputs as well. Some of my bosses, they used to say that, Anil, business is always a calculated risk, but if you have the confidence, that is one of the biggest or the smartest thing that you can do to become personally or um, enjoy personal and financial freedom. So I got a little bit of courage from some of my ex bosses, and also some of my own friends who are in business, that I have seen them growing, I have seen them being successful by doing business than just practicing a profession. I have friends in doctors are there who can practice profession and also who can build an empire around them as a healthcare business. That kind of thing. So I've seen them and also got inspired with them. So, and personally, I'm a risk taker. Even otherwise, personally, it is like that. I have even when I was having a lot of opportunity in career in Kerala itself, I moved out of Kerala, and I spent my time, most of my half of my career was outside Kerala, including remote places and greenfield sites. I worked in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, then Tamil Nadu. So all these places, and so I think that there is an internal courage, and I realized that okay, it is required. That courage is required to, if you want to, because when your dream is much stronger than the resistance, like we say that okay, then things will happen. So that is what it is. So my dream was very very much powerful than the other the hindrances that people, some of the people told me, Anil, you're a fool. What is the problem with you? What's the problem? You are getting your 9 to 5 job, no disturbance after 5 o'clock, and what is the problem? And getting sufficient money in hand. What are you trying to get into? And some of my bosses also advised me that, Anil, you need minimum 1 year working capital with you. Don't think that you will earn anything in the 1 year. Just believe that okay, you're not going to earn anything in the first 1 year. That's a kind of business they have been doing. But my experience was completely different. I made more money than the salary in the first year itself. That was the success story that I was having. So
Yeah, yeah. And Anil, while we keep talking about investments, what I personally know from your journey is while you were at Las Vegas doing your training, you came across another potential franchise opportunity and you came back to India. You just did not stop at Action Coach. You rather went on to invest into uh, another franchise. And, probably that was at a very, very nascent stage for a market like India. Uh, what made you take that switch, and how did you started your entrepreneurship journey and suddenly you were managing two businesses? Talk us through that phase of your journey, I would say.
yeah, so that is a very nice story actually. I came to know about BNI from Action Coach only, because when I was in US, in the last during the last few days after our training, we were discussing how do you go back and establish your business and all. So many people from across various countries, a majority of them were from US and also somebody from France, Italy, European countries, and also Japan as well. So some of them were telling that, okay, do you know BNI? Are you part of BNI? Because we also recommend referral strategies for growing business, because that is one, word of mouth is one of the, especially service oriented industry. It's one of the very, very strongest strategies that we can adopt in business. So then I didn't know about BNI, though BNI was there in India. So I came back. I was just searching for becoming a part of BNI as a member. So there is no BNI in Kerala. And then I wanted to become a member in Bangalore. They rejected me, saying that you have to live in the city to be part of BNI, and it's not possible for you to. So, but then I really thank Murali Srinivasan, who was the district director that time. He was having a very good interaction with me, very nice human being, and after 1 week they came back to me and asked, Anil, you are an action coach, and you are into business coaching, and your intention is also to help business owners, SME sector business owners and leaders to grow their business. And so why don't you think about exploring BNI? So I just finished one investment, and on the it's at the same time. It's not that okay, I have started doing coaching too much and all, but at that time I was having around 10 clients and all. Cash flow was there, no doubt about that. But BNI's opportunity came, and they asked me that, okay, why don't you start BNI in Kerala, in Cochin. That time India BNI was having 1900 members. I'm talking about 2012, August or September, and all, and around 72 chapters and 1900 members. And but I took the decision. It was very difficult. People told me that it's very difficult to establish that kind of businesses in Kerala kind of environment. It takes a lot of time for you to convince people and all. But one thing that I really learned from Action Coach is also that if you can run, Brad is a person who is running this organization, but he has got multiple businesses. And Brad always says that, okay, whatever he teach other people or coach other people to do in business, he implement everything in his business as well to make that business wealthier as well as profitable. And that is how I just thought that, okay, coaching is something that I have to do as a coach. But I just want to try one more business where I can implement all the things that I teach my coaches and see whether it is going to be successful or not. And what I did is that I took BNA as a franchisee, and I applied all the learnings of a coach. Okay, and I became my own coach in that. I continued to be self coach in everything that I did in BNA, and I can very proudly say that I could establish the culture, discipline, and a very good team that can take care of the business, the BNI Cochin region or Cochin suburban region on its own, because you are not even my team members can launch chapters, grow chapters without me being around. That is exactly what we tell to business owners, that how can you make your business independent of you, and how can you make it a commercial profitable enterprise that should work without you, and so that you can spend your skill and competence in multiple businesses. So that's what I did in BNI, and today I have 28 chapters and 1650 plus business owners as members of that organization. So directly or indirectly I am coaching them, all of them, to my life is filled with coaching, because every day, anytime I interact with the BNA member, they are business owners. They're all business owners passionate about growing, whether it is in my region or in other region. I daily I practice coaching in every moment of interaction. So that's what. But I took that decision. I could say that the initial investment has come from the Action Coach coaching revenue itself. Like we say that you grow your business and create revenue from that business, and then reinvest or scale up your business. So that is what happened. So I was able to. It is also a very expensive franchisee.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not very easy. It's
yeah,
not very easy to get BNI franchises.
yeah. So it's been almost 11 years, Anil, since you started your entrepreneurship journey. You've been in the business coaching space, and I kind of see similar questions coming from the audience as well. Now, when you look back, partnering with Action Coach and, starting your business coaching journey, and I'm sure, it's been a very, very fulfilling experience for you while it brings a lot of financial rewards as well. But what do you think is the real value that you got out of Action Coach and, that really helped you in your coaching practice?
See, the one of the biggest learning is that you need to understand the business. Running a business is you can be a visionary for your business, but you cannot be the owner, the job owner of everything that is happening in the business. So the thing is that if you really want to establish a business and grow your business beyond what you're thinking, then definitely you need to be brilliant enough to mobilize all the right resources around you. So that is what it is. So because how do you build systems and processes and also teams and so that your business is, that is what see, that is the value addition, that awareness that coaching organization has brought in, or the coaching certification program has brought in, moving away from, if you love your profession too much, then you will continue to be in HR profession. But if you were able to move out of that that unwanted affection towards a profession, that opened up all the possibilities of becoming an entrepreneur. So how do you detach yourself from, emotionally detach yourself from what you have been doing for 20 years, and moving away from that and doing something really different. And people, I'm an introvert, but I run the most powerful extrovert organization, the networking organization BNI. Even though I am very shy about networking with a large number of people and all, I don't initiate networking normally. But I am running that organization. How does it happen? It is because of I have created an ecosystem around me that can actually work for the benefit of the members, and that's how it has happened. So I think the value addition is that bringing that awareness. Coaching is like I also thank Ericsson Coaching International, where we had very good interactions, where we always say that the awareness is what creates more possibility. So I was lucky to get a lot of awareness about how to conduct business. It's not about running, it's about conducting and growing business. That awareness has been created by Action Coach.
And just to let you know, just to let our audience know about, a bit more about Action Coach. Action Coach works on a franchise-based model. So anyone who's looking at building a profitable and a sustainable coaching business, Action Coach provides you the world's best-in-class training. Anil has already spoken a lot about, how extensive the training is. Similarly, the resource kit that we have created, Action Coach has created a framework, systems, processes that have been developed for the last 30 years, tried and tested across 96 countries, day on day again. It impacts about 30,000 businesses on week basis. So that you have access to proven resources that can help your clients grow their business. And typically, at Action Coach, we focus more on the small and medium businesses. So, and then there is enough hand holding, ongoing training that you would need to run your coaching business. So while you are working all by yourself, you're never alone. You're a part of a 2100 coach community, which is always there to support you, assist you, collaborate with you, and help you grow. So, instead of competing, everyone is cooperating and everyone is helping each other to build a very, very powerful coaching business, which impacts and bring real results to the entrepreneurs. So that's what Action Coach really offers. If you're looking at building a profession around business coaching, Action Coach can be probably the right partner for you. The whole idea of facilitating such sessions, or stories, such success stories with like Coach Anil, is probably to educate you, give you an hands-on experience that this is a proven system that has helped 2100 coaches at a global level build a business of their dreams. So that's what Action Coach really brings to the table. But yes, all you hear may be true, may not be true. So, at Action Coach, we provide you a very, very transparent, no commitment, no obligation discovery process. So, you can see our system, you can speak to some of our franchise partners, you can interact with our global team, and then take an informed decision whether this is something that excites you enough or not. So that's what Action Coach really brings to the table. And that's another interesting question that we have from the audience, Anil, is it necessary to have certification to become a good business coach?
I'll come to that question, and I just want to take us a little bit from what you told. Also,
Yeah.
I was about to say that because you know what Action Coach provides to aspiring business coaches is, even if you acquire a lot of knowledge, business is not about having the knowledge alone. Business is a lot of other things to do. Because I have even clients, management consultants as my clients. They know how to consult and do good for their clients, but how do they grow their business as a management consultant is something different. It's a different ball game. So when it comes to a global brand like Action Coach, the thing is that over a period of 25 to 30 years, the brand is built globally in 97 countries. It takes a lot of time for an individual to build that kind of a brand. When you get into this ecosystem, you become part of that global brand which is operating in 97 countries. That itself is a huge credibility for a coach or a business coach. And the knowledge base, the resources, the knowledge base is not limited to the 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 technical contents that we have created. For anything, you have 2000 plus coaches available across the globe to go and ask some doubts. The third thing is that today the business is global. We are operating in the global geography, and even if your clients in Cochin have got something to do with many other countries, so I may not be knowing everything, the dynamics of every other country. So I have a huge ecosystem around me that can support me in actually those kind of challenges and all. So the resource availability, the enabling culture of the community, and just now again I restarted my journey with Action Coach. I'm seeing that how passionately other coaches are also very happy to support and other things. So, and coming to the certification, certification or education gives us some fundamentals. And certification is it's up to you. It's not, I would say that it is not necessary to have a certification for becoming a coach, but the same time you need a lot of resources and also a lot of credibility to establish and succeed as a business coach. To become a business coach, if you just want to coach one person, two-person, that you can definitely, but there are competencies that are defined for coaching in different from training and consulting or even mentoring and all. So the coach competencies are completely different. Plus, Action Coach provide additional resources that will help you to specifically coach business owners. Coaching business owners is actually the larger opportunity to impact more lives as well as the society. So it is not just like individually coaching individuals on life coaching and all. It has got a bigger impact, actually speaking. So Action Coach provides additional resources. That resources are very much required because all the coaches need not necessarily be experts in bringing ideas from within. Coaching says that the principle of coaching is that you don't lead to solutions and all. We cannot lead because the basic principle of coaching is that you become a space for someone to solve their problems on their own by you becoming a space and asking the right questions and all. So be the coach is a very big challenge when it comes to business coaching. But in business coaching, we are blessed with a lot of tools and techniques and also resources which the coach can effectively use while being the coach, actually speaking. You don't need to be a consultant. You don't need to be into a consulting mode. But while the coaching itself, you can actually provide opportunities for the coachee to review various options and then get triggered with the right option and then use that techniques and tools and all. So that is what is. So certification for different ICF has got its own certificate. I also got, I've completed my 4 modules of up to the PCC level modules I've completed. I say I have not gone for certification. I have to go for certification. I'd see that also creates a kind of credibility, no doubt about that, globally accepted credibility that is there. But My intention of investing in learning is um, different ways of actually coaching, the knowledge improvement, and I invest a lot of money every year for my own. Even somebody from, you can even check with Ericsson International, that how much money I would have invested in my learning during the pandemic itself with them itself. So it's a, but that is all, that's all up to you. You have to decide whether you want knowledge, whether you want certification and all. But I would say that to certain extent it is required to establish credibility if you are thinking about becoming a coach, coach on your own. No doubt about that.
Yeah. And Anil, now when we see at your journey in your new avatar, 2.0, if we say, you're just not a business coach, but you have taken the responsibility to grow regions, bring in a new set of coaches under yourself, mentor them, coach them to really build a successful coaching business for themselves. So what do you think are the prerequisites of being a good business coach, or being a business coach rather, if I have to put it?
See, coaching is not about showing your knowledge.
Yeah.
So coaching is for people those who are able to accept other people, and also making them aware of their strengths and possibilities, and then becoming a space for them to use those strengths and possibilities to achieve their dreams. That is what it is. So it is not about you proving yourself. If somebody is trying to, okay, I know certain things in particular area and I'm going to give you that knowledge, and I'm going to teach you, then it is not coaching. So the prerequisite is that you should be a patient lifelong learner. So one is that, continuously, because you will learn from the clients as well, sometimes the coaches as well. So do you have that patience to be the space for a coachee to go through, or go through all the, or even you know be the space for the coachee to actually openly share all the challenges, all the problems, all the dreams, all the goals with you, and then trust you to achieve that goal. That is what it is. So, a person who is, people those who are in the business leadership roles, having this attitude, can actually become good coaches. And people those who see, then if you are considering coaching as a independent business, then you also need that same calculated risk taking attitude, and the courage to invest time and money. It's not about money alone, it is about time as well, and you need to be patient enough to achieve your financial goals. So that's what I feel. So the prerequisites are that.
Yeah. And Anil, since you are, mentoring a lot of coaches on a day-to-day basis as well now, we see that you have, within your team also, you have appointed a lot of coaches. What was that one particular quality that you were focused upon? Yes, if I add someone to my team, this is something that I would definitely pick on, if we have to ask that.
So you mean appointing a coach?
Yes, yes, yeah.
A good coach is a good learner,
Hmm.
should be able to accept. Um, we are here to accept people as
Hmm.
it is, because you don't have the choice of deciding the behavior of a coachee. You know,
Yeah.
you have to accept people as it is, and then see whether you have the possibility of helping the person and all. So without, sometimes you may say no to a coachee, sometimes, but that is also in a so the learning attitude and the patience to listen.
Yeah.
So that is what some of the greatest qualities of a good coach. Not about the knowledge, because I've seen a lot of people, those who are highly knowledgeable, saying that, okay, why should I become an ICF certified person? I know everything. I can just go ahead and do the coaching, and that is up to them. That's all
Yeah.
their own personal choice. But that is again, that where is it coming from? Where is that feeling coming from? I don't require this. So where is the feeling coming? The feeling is coming from that I know attitude of, I know. So that's so the thing is that sometimes You need to continuously be a learner, and also you need to accept people and systems, processes. You need to believe that the world is continuously changing. Today's knowledge is not sufficient enough to handle tomorrow.
Mm.
Every day it is a change. We are going to see a lot of change. I don't even know what is happening around the world. So it's very difficult for you to know everything that is happening around the world. So at least we should, at least I believe that there is a lot of change happening in the world which I am not aware of. I at least believe that, okay, I'm aware that, okay, I don't know
Mm.
certain things that are happening in the world. So this kind of attitude is required if
Yeah.
you want to be a
Yeah.
good coach.
Yeah, and I guess you've summed it up very beautifully. That willingness to unlearn and learn, that willingness to stay committed, focused. This is not a profession which can be built very easily. It requires a lot of determination as well. And, to listen to your clients patiently at times, to help them, dig deep into their business. All these qualities you actually need. So it's more of the softer skills, I would say, that are required more than, the knowledge base. The knowledge can come, that's what action coach really provides, but that ability uh, to learn, I would say, is the most important element to build a coaching practice. Well, Anil, I know you have a lot of meetings lined up and you have clients waiting on the back as well. But it's been a very, very good conversation. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. But before you part, any final thoughts for our listeners today? And if someone is based out of Tamil Nadu or Kerala and they're looking towards business coaching as a profession, how can they contact you and what are the next steps for?
Yes, Satyam, definitely. I'll be happy to receive calls from aspiring coaches in Kerala as well as Tamil Nadu. That definitely I can say that, okay, I can create opportunities and possibilities for uh, coaches currently, or already they are into coaching or consulting space, and we can create larger opportunity for them to impact more lives, because business coaching is an opportunity to directly impact the socio-economic development of your own society, whichever area you operate. It can be a town, because you are helping people to grow their business, and by growing the business you are also helping people to create employment opportunities. By doing that you are creating an ecosystem, self-reliant ecosystem. So business coaching is a very powerful um, um, profession, no doubt about that. While you see a lot of competition can also come, but I would say that we are unique, no doubt about that, because of various reasons. Because always we say that every second person is a coach. So how do you? But competition is not about becoming better than the other person. Competition is about creating a niche where you are unique. It's about, I am not better than anybody, but I am unique in the way I create result for my clients, and they get benefited from that. I'm unique in that way. I'm unique in the way I actually intervene, interact with the clients, engage with the clients, ask questions to the clients, create awareness to them, and I'm unique. So I'm not claiming that I'm better than anyone. I'm because that is not the measure, competition is not like that. So it is always to be a niche, and action coach provides a lot of niche to a business coach or a coach, because you will definitely be unique in the way you coach, and you will be having a lot of other resources and ecosystem around you to become an extraordinary coach, no doubt about that. And it is that's the reason when I started my journey with action coach was operating in 43 countries in 2012. Today it is 97 countries it is operating. So the growth is across geography, it can grow, and it can be accepted by all cultures. Definitely it works. That's the reason. So I'll be happy to receive calls from aspiring coaches in Tamil Nadu as well as Kerala. And thank you very much, Satyam, for facilitating this discussion. And also, I think if there is any questions that we can attend, or I can attempt to answer. So that is what I can say. I don't have answer to everything, but I can attempt to answer the questions if there is any.
Yeah. So, I see a lot of questions around, the coaching process. when you work with entrepreneurs, Anil. So what's that you do as a business coach? If a small and medium business owners approach you, what is that they can expect out of a business coach?
Let me once again, Satyam, once again. I didn't.
So, yeah. So the audience would like to know, as a business coach, if you're approached by an entrepreneur, what is, what are the impacts or what are the areas of the business that you would work upon, and what can a business owner expect out of a coaching assignment?
See, in business coaching, the primary focus is to help the business owner to see. Most of the time, the business owners in SME sector or in small companies, I'm not telling the small companies. There are so many large companies with the SME mindset. I know 2000 crore turnover companies, still the business owner is signing the check, signing the check, everything is taken, everything, all decisions are taken. So people, those who are in that kind of a challenging situation where the business is completely revolving around them, one thing that we can do is to actually make sure that the business owners, the self-employed business owner, is moving towards the entrepreneur mode. There is a step, there are 5 6 levels where an entrepreneur can grow. So as a leader he can grow, as an investor, as an entrepreneur, how can he personally grow to an entrepreneurship mode, so that he see his business in a different way as compared to a business owner mindset. So that is one thing. The second is that my main focus is revenue and profitability growth. So all the strategies, all we inspire business owners to dream big on their revenue profitability goals, because that is what make them more capable of scaling up. Because if the business is not profitable, then they will not have the courage to scale up, or even have courage to have more number of employees in their organization, or courage to have do something extra. So the focus in business coaching is revenue profitability growth of the business and the entrepreneurship development of the business owner. So these are the two things that the business owners can expect from the Action Coach business coaching. And that's what that I there are so many steps involved. If I start explaining the steps, it will be another seminar. So uh, we,
And you
we
are hosting a seminar in Kochi, I believe, in a couple of
Yes,
days
yes. If,
from
if
now.
any of the participants are in Cochin, I am hosting a seminar on 3rd of February in Holiday Inn Hotel. It's free, and it's from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and followed by high tea and all. So if anybody is there in Cochin, would like to attend that seminar, please be there, and it's at 4 o'clock at Holiday Inn Cochin.
Yeah. Perfect. And I guess, what you said, Anil, was right, and Brad keeps saying that, your business only grows when you grow as an individual. So when you learn, that's when you bring in the right systems and processes to build your business. And that's applicable to both. If in the audience today we have entrepreneurs who are looking to work with a business coach, Coach Anil can be the right fit for you. Similarly, we have another 63 coaches in India that are always there to assist you, support you, guide you, and help you in your journey of growth. Similarly, if you're looking at becoming a business coach, ask yourself, are you ready to invest in yourself? Elevate yourself to the next level so that you can help entrepreneurs in the right manner. At times it's just not about the knowledge, it's just not about the softer skills. It's also about the right framework, the right process. I see, we have we within our community we have coaches who are ex CEOs, top notch managing directors of corporates working as a coach with us. Now they come with a lot of knowledge and experience, and yet they have undergone the action coach trainings, they are using the action coach resources. So it's a system that works. Maybe the knowledge is there, what lacks is implementation, and that's what action coach really brings to the table. So read about action coach on the social media platforms, on the internet. Reach out to our coaches. Coach Anil has been a big ambassador for action coach, not just in India but at a global level. Reach out to him, have a one-on-one conversation with him, and I'm sure the immense of learning that you will get out of a conversation with him. No matter whether you decide to go ahead with Action Coach or not, it will bring about an impact in your day-to-day lives as well. So on that note, thank you so much, Coach Anil. This was a really good discussion. We could just continue this for a couple of more hours, but there's a time for everything. But really appreciate your inputs and
Yeah. I don't know whether some
everyone for being a
questions are
wonderful.
there. I think there is some. I think
Yeah,
there is a reaction from Lakshmi. I'm not clear on what an offer. So,
just
Lakshmi, how a coach can help you to grow your business is about you being part of a coaching process. It's about if you're interested to undergo coaching, to understand that you can attend any of the seminars that are basically meant for that purpose. There is some seminars that we conduct to make sure that okay, how we are helping the business owners to grow. So today this session was basically to help the participants understand my journey as a coach, and so that is what we discussed. So if there's anything is there, if you want to understand more about